Okay, so during this video, all the math teachers here at Rasco wanted to make a video that just kind of went over everything to try to help all of our Rasco Rockets be successful on the 6th grade Math STAAR, which you will be taking next Monday. This is an opportunity for you students to show everyone what you have been taught and what you have learned this entire school year. So, we're going to go ahead and give you some tips and just some reminders on things that could help you be successful on the test. So, first of all, on Friday, we would like for you to make sure that you take home your playbook and your Chromebook so that you can study your playbook and you can also watch your videos that are posted in Google Classroom for you to go back and look at the math standards that we went over with you last week and this week. We would also like you to take home anything that your math teacher might have given you to study over the weekend. I know that some math teachers gave a 6th grade Math STAAR review book out. I also know that some gave the mock STAAR back. So if you got any of those types of resources, please make sure that you take those home with you so that you can study over the weekend. This weekend, the weekend before the actual STAAR, we would like to encourage our students to study at least 1 hour Saturday and Sunday. Of course, if you can study more, that would be very beneficial to you. Things that you could work on or study would be ALEX, your STAAR playbook and your videos, your STAAR review book, your Quizlet STAAR vocabulary, which should be in Google Classroom, also the Quizlet STAAR review that's in Google Classroom, and also your mock STAAR if you were given your mock STAAR booklet back. There's also on the TEA website, there's also practice 6th grade Math STAAR questions. We would also ask that Sunday night, if you would go to bed early, between 9 and 10 would be a good reasonable time. It's always wise for you before a test to get 8 to 9 hours of sleep prior to the test so you are well rested and ready to go. Monday, before school, it's wise for you to wake up at a good time where you have plenty of time to get ready and you're not being rushed. Also, dress comfortably, but please no pajamas or PJs to school. Make sure that you are still in dress code because that is still in effect. We ask that our students get a good breakfast, eggs, bacon, things like that would be great. It's probably not wise to have a lot of sugar intake because we would hate for you to have a sugar crash. So if you'd have a good breakfast, because it's always better for you to take a test when you're not hungry than on an empty stomach. If you cannot have breakfast at home, of course, as always, our great campus will be ready to serve you breakfast here in the morning. Just make sure you get here and have ample time to eat your breakfast. We'd also like you to wake up being focused and with a positive mind and positive attitude. We want you to go into your test knowing that your teachers, we have worked all year to try to prepare you for this test, so you are well prepared for this test, and all of our students have worked very hard all year, and so you are ready and prepared for this test. So please go into it with a positive mind and focus, as your mind is a very powerful thing, so let's try to make it be beneficial to us and our testing. We'd also ask for you to make sure that you come to school on time. One, we do not want you to be rushed getting here and getting into the testing room, but we'd also like to get everyone accounted for into their correct testing room and started with the test on time and together if possible. So if you can do everything in your power to get to school on time, that would be great. During the test, we want to remind you to leave electronics in your locker and do not bring into the testing room. Yes, that includes phones, Chromebooks, anything of that nature. Please leave them in your lockers on testing day. Make sure that you turn in your library book that you would like to read after your test to your testing teacher. We are not going to allow students to put the book in their in their desk or under their desk this year. So make sure that you turn your library book into the testing teacher prior to starting the test. Make sure that you listen to all of the testing instructions very carefully, and if you have any questions, please make sure to raise your hand and make sure that you understand what you are needing to do. Make sure that you stay quiet the entire time we are testing. That would be until an administrator actually announces that we are no longer in testing mode. So that entire time we expect for you to be quiet. You are to stay in your seat at all times. So you are not to get up and approach the testing monitor or teacher. You are to raise your hand and wait for your testing administrator or teacher to come to you. Also, you need to make sure that you keep your eyes on your own test. Sometimes when you're getting bored or a question might be difficult, some of us have a tendency to not realize that our eyes are wandering. Please do not look onto other people's tests or at other people. It's better if you just keep your eyes on your own test and your own desk. Next, strategies with the bubble answer sheet. So, this is your Scantron or your answer document, and you want to make sure that you bubble as you go. We encourage you not to wait until the end. This document is the very most important document. This is the only thing that is getting graded. So it's not wise for you to wait for the most important document till the end. If you run out of time or you're being rushed, also when you're doing it all at the same time, it's much easier for you to make a mistake. So we encourage you to bubble as you go through your test and not wait till the end to do that. Also, if you were to make a mistake, it's easier if you're going along as you go to correct it instead of if you waited till the end and then of course if time expires on you. So let's try to bubble as we go. Bubble neatly. Make sure that you fill in your bubbles completely. Try not to have any stray marks on your answer document. Do not randomly mark on your bubble sheet, so do not color where the barcode is at the bottom. Do not draw. Do not mark on any part of the answer sheet that you are not supposed to, because that can actually affect how it's read, and we want to make sure that all of our answer documents are read correctly and you are graded properly. Fill in your gridables. On the math test, you will have 4 gridables. You need to make sure that you fill in your gridables as your teacher taught you. If your testing coordinator tells you to look at your answer document again, please make sure that all your answers are bubbled. You bubbled in completely, there's no stray marks, and you erased anything that you erased it completely. Your testing monitor or your teacher you're testing with will not be allowed to tell you what is wrong with your answer document, and so that will actually be something that you will need to know that you need to do if your testing coordinator tells you to go back and answer your answer document again. Next, strategies when doing your gridables. Like I said, there will be 4 gridables on the STAAR, on the math, and so first make sure that the first column that you bubble in a positive or a negative sign. Okay, so if your number is positive, you need to bubble in the positive. If it's negative, you need to bubble in the negative. Make sure you put your numbers in the correct place value. Remember that to the right of the decimal is less than 1 whole. To the left of the decimal, it's more than 1 whole. Make sure you reread the question and make sure it makes sense. Bubble in your numbers. If your testing teacher tells you to look at the answer document, please make sure to check your gridables first, the first column, and make sure that you bubbled in positive or a negative. We want to make sure if you do all this math work that you definitely get graded for it. Testing strategies. First, tear out the graphing sheet and write your lucky 7 if your teacher showed you how to do that, or write down all strategies that you can remember that your math teacher went over with you. So this could be stuff like KCF for keep, change, flip. This could be the RWIC, RWIC for the types of numbers. It could also be TBO, which stands for top in, bottom out. PEMDAS, anything like that that you remember that your teacher taught you, write it down before even taking the test. Read entire question and all of the answers. Skip questions that are hard and come back at the end. You definitely do not want to stay on a problem and get yourself all worked up and frustrated and then have to take the rest of the test being frustrated or upset, because clearly that will not help you, and it will also keep you from being focused. Pay attention to all questions, as one could help answer another question. Reread the question and make sure that your answer actually makes sense. So after you found your answer, make sure you reread the question and that it actually makes sense. Mark out completely wrong answers and circle completely correct answers. This will help you when you are going from your test to your answer document and bubbling. In order for your eye coordination, we want to try to help with not bubbling in the wrong answer. We want to make sure that we're bubbling in the actual answer that we got on our testing booklet. More testing strategies. Check your answers and make sure they make sense. Eliminate answers you know will not work. So make sure you eliminate the ones that you know just are completely wrong. Answer every question no matter what. At least if you answer all questions, you have a chance to get it right. If you do not answer, you know it's 100% wrong. Highlight or underline key vocabulary words in the questions. This is so important. We've taught you vocabulary all year long, and if you know what the vocabulary word means, it can definitely help you with your answer. There is only one right answer, not best answer. So in math, there's only one correct answer. So if you're thinking that there's 2 right answers, you're wrong somewhere, and make sure that you go back and reread your question. The next testing strategies. Make sure to look at your reference sheet for formulas. This is the STAAR reference sheet your math teachers have used throughout this year. Make sure that you do not try to remember your formulas. Your formulas are there and they are for sure correct. So make sure that you use your formulas for every question that your formula is available to you. Work out your problems on the test or scratch paper. Make sure that you're not trying to do your work in your head and that you're actually working your problems out. Look at your reference sheet for hints. So make sure that you look at your reference sheets to try to help you in any way it possibly can. Do not rush. You have to stay in testing mode the entire time anyway, so you might as well take your time on the test and make sure that you read the entire questions and answers. If you get tired, please close your booklet, ask to go to the bathroom so you can stretch, get a drink of water, just so you can step away from your test for a couple of minutes. Sometimes students need to just step away for a couple of minutes and regroup. Please do that if you feel the need to. Once the test is taken, that's it. So if you remember something, you cannot go back. So some of you, if you get tired and you want to relax for a minute, put your head down for a minute, or if you're done with your test and you just want to relax, try to think about things, clear your mind, keep your test as long as you can, because once you turn it in, if you remember anything, you cannot go back once it's turned in. Before turning in, check your bubble sheet that it matches all the answers that are on your test. Make sure that you double check problems and make sure that they're all done. Check your gridables and make sure they're all filled out correctly. Make sure you have no stray marks on your bubble sheet. Raise your hand and stay seated. Turn in everything, even your scratch paper. Raise hand for your library book. Do not get up and stay quiet. So hopefully all of this that we just went over will help you on your 6th grade math STAAR on Monday. All of your teachers are really proud of all the hard work that you have done all year and all the hard work that you have done the past 2 weeks. We've been working very hard in all of our classes during Rocket Hour and also during after-school tutoring. We appreciate all of you who have worked hard this year and who have put so much effort into math this year, and we are your biggest fans, and we are all wishing you good luck and hope that you will study this weekend and be very well prepared and ready for that STAAR test on Monday. We're very excited for our Roscoe Rockets to show everyone what they know and everything that they have learned throughout the school year. So good luck to you on Monday, and we will see you Monday ready to test.